As humans, we're all made of these different stories and memories, personality traits and like quirks. Stacking all of that as a composition, like every body becomes like a character made out of all these shapes that are weird and beautiful and colorful at the same time. All of that appeals to me. I find that so much more expressive. So my name is Claire Prouvost. I'm a visual artist. I'm initially from France and I live in Dublin. My main kind of trade is like illustration, but I also have my personal practice where I paint with acrylics on canvas or on wood. And I also am a muralist, so I paint like my illustrations quite large scale. So I'm a multidisciplinary artist in that way, that I have that one style and I like to apply it to different things. My art is quite colorful, geometric, but also figurative in some ways. So I love to paint people and bodies, particularly the female body. Being a woman myself, it's kind of like my own experience. When people think of cubism, they're like, oh, Picasso, Picasso, Picasso. And I think we speak very little as well from like the woman in that like cubist art movement. There are so many other artists than him in that movement that have done very interesting work. We come from like centuries or millenniums of male gaze looking at the female body, and it's always like some kind of a desirable or kind of sexy look. And like there was very little space in history for women and their view of their body, of the world. When I painted it, it is a playfulness. It is like, oh, I love that curve, and I just want to expand that like to 100 times bigger. Just that hand is kind of sensual, but hopefully not in a sexual way. And just take out a very big shoulder or a big boob or like a cheek or something, and I just want to make it huge because we have so many beautiful features. I just want to capture it and create these kind of Frankenstein creatures sometimes of like a little bit of everybody. So what I really like to do is to create compositions of like people and shapes, just to make it in between abstraction and figurative. But like really the study and like what I want to bring in is just having a bit of fun in the way I interact people and the bodies. It's like I start from one body and then I try to emphasize what I find interesting in shape. And I kind of move on like that, like working with like flat colors and then highlighting maybe a little feature or something with a few lines in different colors. The overall theme is always interactions to oneself or to other people. Their bodies are merging into each other because when we have a conversation, there is an exchange, and like that person is made out of like all these different shapes and colors and lines and things, and is exchanging and merging with that other person's colors and shapes and stories. The interaction just makes it something that is a bubble in between these two or more people. These are people kind of in motion. I just wanted to show the way our body changed with our movements, really, like that body that's kind of like a wonderful structure of shape, but also very annoying at times. Like how if you stretch that, like that's flatter, but then something else goes up or down, or your tummy curves or your hips move forward or backward. I hope it gives more of a feel of the shape and the diversity and the variety within the body rather than a look that's quite sexualized. And it just breaks it down into things, into like that's beautiful and that's like hard and that's a straight line versus a curve. There is that full spectrum of contrasts within a landscape almost within each of us. Like I'm really at exploring, thinking time at the moment in my career, because I'm at kind of a point where I've tried a good few things and I'm like, where do I want to take my career next? What do I want to do? At the end of the day, I'm just me, myself, my creativity, my voice to express. And like the Irish art scene, it opened up my vision to see what was available and possible and how you can bring your creativity or artwork to the next level. You have the painters, the fine artists, the sculptors, and then you have the street artists, and then you have the illustrators, and all of these are kind of different little bubbles. Like navigating through the scenes, it's like everybody's so friendly and nice and open. Maybe it's the Irish way as well.